With the end of the Marvel Snap season coming, it's time to look forward to the future. Next season brings 4 new cards to the game, 1 Season Pass card, and 3 Series 5 cards. To help you evaluate which one of them you want to get, we're going to take a look at each of them, break them down, and try to predict where we expect them to fall in the meta. The cards coming in April are as followed: Hitmonkey, Jeff the Baby Landshark, Snowguard, and Stegron. What a lineup of cards we have here. Let's go over them each one by one. Starting off with Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey is a 2/0. On reveal, gain 2 power for each other card you played this turn. Hitmonkey is a card I'm super excited for. Not just because he's a good card, and make no mistake, I think he's very much a good card, but I'm excited about him because of how much I enjoy Mr. Negative Jane Foster decks that really want access to as many as 0 power cards as possible. But enough about decks that I want to play. Hitmonkey could single-handedly bring back Sarah Miracle decks. For those who weren't around during the beta, the most dominant decks were mostly decks centered around playing Sarah on turn 5 and playing as many as high-quality cards as possible on turn 6. Quite a lot of the most dominating cards in that archetype were nerfed during the beta, so I don't expect that to be anywhere near as powerful as it once was, but that type of deck would have really loved to have seen a card like Hitmonkey. Will Hitmonkey be enough to bring those cards back into the meta? I'm not sure, but if ever there was a card to do it, it would be a card like Hitmonkey. He seems tailor-made for that archetype, and honestly, if that deck doesn't see a significant win rate increase, I would be pretty surprised. Moving on to Jeff the Baby Landshark. Jeff the Baby Landshark is a 2/3. You can move this once. Nothing can stop you from moving or playing this to any location. I am so happy to see this card in the game. I'll probably always have an emotional connection to this card. For those who don't know, before this card was released and before it was ever data mined, I released a custom card that is identical to this. I used a different character. I used Solo for mine, but they have the exact same stats and the exact same text as the card that I had. Well, actually, the text they used were different, but the functionality of the two cards is identical. They actually made Jeff the Baby Landshark a little bit better than my card because they also let you move Jeff the Baby Landshark once. I'm not actually sure how strong this card is going to be. I do want to try running Storm and Professor X decks that take advantage of having Jeff the Baby Landshark in your deck. I do also want to run Shang-Chi in that deck because those two cards together on turn 6 can be very impactful. You play Jeff into the Professor X location, swinging that location, and then of course you also play Shang-Chi swinging another location. It's just a matter of that type of deck trying to find ways to win when they don't draw the Baby Landshark to go over the top, or they don't draw the Professor X, or they don't draw the Storm. They need other ways to proactively win the game that aren't that combination of cards. Additionally, I do want to mention that if Cerebro 3 ever finds a way into the meta, I struggle to see how Jeff would not just be an auto-include in that archetype. That deck would absolutely run Nightcrawler, for example, if it was able to. Stegron is a 4/5 with the effect on reveal, move an enemy card from here to another location. Man, I am afraid of this card. If this card is good, it will be incredibly frustrating to lose to. Moving an enemy card is almost equivalent to destroying it. This is why Kingpin's actually a pretty niche card. When you move an enemy card, you're already removing power from that location. You may not be removing power from their total, but you're removing power from where they want it to be. Destroying those cards almost feels unnecessary, and in some cases it's even worse to destroy a card than it is to move them. Just pretend for a moment that Stegron read on reveal, destroy an enemy card at this location. That card would be bonkers. I don't know if Stegron will be good, but I have intense Arrow PTSD, so I am absolutely afraid of Stegron. Alright, the final card we're going to go over today is Snowguard. Snowguard is a 1/2 with the effect, while this is in your hand, this transforms each turn into Hawk or a bear. I don't know if this will swap between the two. If it lands on Hawk first, will it go to bear straight afterwards, or will it be a true 50-50 every turn? We're not sure just yet, and I'm sure we will find out. We'll have to wait and see, or perhaps maybe a developer will answer that question throughout the week. If a developer does answer that question, I'll leave the answer in the comment section. So in Hawk and bear form, she has 2 different effects. In bear form, her effect reads, on reveal, trigger the effect of this location. So for example, let's say the location was Hell's Kitchen, and Hell's Kitchen reads, draw a 1-cost card, and that draws a 1-cost card from your deck. Playing the bear at that location will trigger that activation again, so you'll draw an additional card from your deck. Hawk, on the other hand, is slightly different. Hawk reads, on reveal, ignore all location abilities this turn. It's unclear if this is one-sided or mirrored. If this is one-sided, I think this effect is extraordinarily strong. Let's say for the example that Negative Zone is in play, using this effect can be very beneficial if it's not mirrored. But if it's mirrored, the opponent's going to be missing out on the downsides just as much as you are, so it's a little unclear to me how we're supposed to generate value from this effect. However, more location synergy cards is super exciting to me. I'm probably not going to pick this card up because I don't think it really belongs in any particular deck. I think we're quite a while away from being able to build your decks around locations. We need quite a bit more synergy for that to be the case. But once I get my hands on Snowguard, I'm excited to use her because she makes every single hot location and featured location way more exciting to build around. So those are all of the cards coming in April. Which of these cards are you most excited to use? I'm obviously most excited about Hitmonkey and obviously Jeff the Baby Landshark. If you have any additional thoughts you'd like to share with me, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Keep being awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.